Joining us now to talk about the current trends in the U.S. construction development market is President and CEO of Maestro Development, LLC. Welcome, Nareg, to the show. It's so great to have you on today.
Thank you, Kate. Excited to be here.
You know what? This is such an ever-evolving industry, I feel like, so I'm really excited to learn. So first, can you tell us more about yourself and about your company and what you do?
Sure, absolutely. So, as you mentioned, I'm Nareg Mouradian, Principal CEO of Maestro Development. We focus a lot on project management, construction management, and development in California, Southern California specifically. We do focus on healthcare clients, educational, institutional clients, and also government and local clients.
Wow.
Yeah, so
big roster.
Yeah, so we're kind of all across the board, but it's pretty exciting.
So let's shift gears and talk more about the current trends right now in the U.S. with the construction development market. What's going on?
So the current trends, there's a lot going on. I mean, the construction market in the last 12 years, as you know, has been hot.
Yeah.
The last 5 years, super hot, right? So we're seeing a lot of that come to a head. So current things that are happening are basically we're seeing a lot of labor shortage, right? So we're looking at trying to find ways to subsidize that. We're seeing the inflation being addressed, right, by the Fed. So keeping an eye on the interest rates, where that's going, seeing how inflation affects the market.
Absolutely.
And growth. Here in the San Joaquin Valley, it's actually an exciting time to be and live in because there's a lot of exodus out of urban areas still. So there's still a lot of growth out here. Yeah,
we've been seeing a lot of that. And the shift kind of seemed to start with the COVID-19 pandemic. So what changed in the construction industry when that happened?
Yeah, so during the pandemic, a lot of things did change. Two things specifically. One, there was pent-up demand of projects that got stopped.
Right? The stall.
So those right now in the last year or so have been active and going. So we're seeing that fuel the market. And we're also seeing kind of a migration. I mentioned earlier of the work from home and now kind of going to suburban areas.
Yeah, a lot of people moved.
Right. So those two things are kind of really what's happening. What's been triggered as a result of the pandemic.
Right. So besides the shifts you've had to make because of the pandemic, what other challenges are you facing right now in your industry?
So there's been a lot of impact on supply chain, pricing of materials, right, procurement. Now with China being open after the pandemic, you know, they're a big consumer. They're also a big producer. So, you know, now you're able to get a lot of products and prices are getting a little bit more stable and coming down a little bit. So yeah, so that's been a big factor.
So we get to see a lot of innovations being showcased in other industries, like say the tech industry, but I feel like we don't see a lot from your industry. So what are some of the big innovations that are coming in right now in the construction industry?
So it's an exciting time to be in construction, actually, and I highly recommend folks jump in there. We're seeing a lot of stuff on AI. There's, as I mentioned, the labor shortage. We're seeing robotics and AI kind of come into play.
Oh, really? So the tech's kind of leaking into your industry?
Right. So there's robots that are being developed to do a lot of the heavy manual work, like bricklaying, drywall, framing, installation. As the price of those robots come down, that'll be more frequent and help subsidize some of the labor. We're seeing virtual reality, right?
Really?
Right. So that's,
how do they use that?
So you develop basically you have a design and you develop a virtual plan of it and you put on your goggles and you really see how the project's built.
You're immersed inside the project.
Right, so you're seeing a lot of that. Prefabrication is huge. So that helps drive down the cost and helps you kind of deliver a project that's somewhat faster and more cost effective. So we're seeing a lot of that happen and it'll continue to go as time progresses.
Well, that sounds like some really cool innovations happening. How do we get a hold of you and your team?
So we can be found at, we're in downtown LA. You can go to our website at maestrodvp.com. You can look me up on LinkedIn and send me a message. So yeah, we'd love to support and, you know, provide help to the community.
Thank you so much for coming on the show today. And it's really cool to hear how the tech is kind of morphing into your industry.
Yeah, thank you for having me.